Hello and welcome to today's video presentation on using a container file with Podman and Oracle Linux. So let's get started. Start by opening a terminal and connect to your host system. Verify you have Podman installed by running podman --version. So what is a container file? A container file is a text file by the same name without a file extension that provided step-by-step instructions to create an image. For this demonstration, create the file named Containerfile by typing touch Containerfile. Then open the file with your editor of choice. The first instruction in a container file is the from instruction, which specifies the base image to pull for the new image. For this, we're going to use from Oracle Linux :9. As this new image will be a web server, install the Nginx package. To accomplish this step, use the run instruction by typing run -dnf -y install nginx &&. The double ampersand will execute the next command in the run instruction if and only if the previous command returns an exit status of 0. The / causes the run instruction to continue to the next line. To keep the new image as small as possible, add dnf clean all after installing any packages which remove all the cached dnf data from the container. Completing these dnf commands as part of the same run instruction leverages the Podman build cache for future builds and avoids rerunning these commands if there are no changes to the container file run instruction. With the packages installed, use the expose instruction to document any ports the container listens on. Since Nginx listens on port 80 as a default, add expose 80 to the file. The expose instruction does not publish the port, but is more documentation between the image's builder and the container's runner. The last two instructions in this container file are stop signal and command. The stop signal instruction sets the system call signal sent to the container to exit. The command instruction provides defaults for an executing container. The defaults can include an executable, or if omitting the executable from the command instruction, then the container file must contain an entry point instruction. For this container file, the executable is Nginx, and several startup parameters each pass to the command instruction as an array of tokens. Save and exit the editor. With the container file created, time to build the image. Type podman build period, where the period causes Podman to look for a container file in the current directory. The build process walks through the steps and finishes with an image ID. Running Podman images shows the new image with repository and tag set to none. Perform the build again, this time with the -t option, which tags the image. Type podman build -t web server period. Note that since nothing changed in the build during this run and all the previous steps were cached, the build performed quickly. Now running Podman images shows the image named and tagged as web server latest. With the new image now created and tagged, run the container by typing podman run -it -rm -d -p 8080:80 -name app web server. The -it parameter provides an interactive terminal where we can see the container's output. -rm removes the container after execution. -d detaches and runs the container as a background process. And -p publishes the container's port or range of ports to the host. Test connection to the Nginx web server inside the container with curl. Type curl localhost :8080 and the output displays the default index HTML page installed with Nginx. Now stop the container by running podman stop app, where app is the name we gave the container when starting it. Next, we're going to modify the runtime of the container to replace the default index.html page. On the host system, create the folder site-content and the index.html file shown on the screen. Then start the container again by running podman space run space -it space -rm space -d space -p space 8080:80 space -v space ./site-content://user//nginx/html:/Z space --name space app space web server. In this run, we pass a bind mount volume location using -v. Take note of the :Z at the end of the bind mount definition. Our environment requires this option since the host system is running SELinux in enforcing mode. The :Z tells Podman to relabel the volume's content to match the label inside the container. Without this parameter, the container cannot read the index.html file created on the host system in the user's directory. Test with curl again, and now the output shows the index.html page we created. Stop the container. In this final example, modify the container file to include our index.html file in the image. Doing this makes the image and the container more portable and self-contained. Using your favorite editor, add the line copy space ./site-content/ index.html space /user/share /nginx /html /index.html. This line will copy the index.html file from the local host into the container. Placing the copy instructions after the run instruction in this example is essential for two reasons. One, in this order, we override the default index.html created by the installation of nginx. If the copy comes first, then the install will replace our index.html file. Two, it allows using the cache content for the run command from the previous builds without having to rerun those steps during the new build. Save the file and then build. The build shows using the cache for the run command and then completing the copy and the rest of the build. This time, start the container using podman space run space -it space -rm space -d space -p space 8080:80 space -name space app space web server, and then test with curl. The output shows our index.html file. That completes this demonstration of using a container file with Podman to build container images. Thank you for watching this video and enjoy using Oracle Linux.